Hello, guys. Let's get started on chapter 6, I guess. Chapter 6, lesson 3. Today, as you can see, we are going to be multiplying decimal by whole numbers. All right. So, the last few days we've been doing the whole numbers by the decimal and we used the picture. All right. So now we're going to do the actual multiplying of numbers instead of drawing them out and that kind of stuff. So, this is where it gets pretty interesting as far as long as you pay attention, this is going to be pretty easy. So you're going to need pages 391 to 396 today. Again, make sure you staple it right there and you put your name on it because, again, you're going to be turning in all of these pages stapled together. All right, so make sure we do that. I'm going to go ahead and staple mine here. I have a stapler. And look at that, pretty close to the line that I drew there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this now. So we have the essential question again is how is multiplying and dividing decimals similar to multiplying and dividing whole numbers? First problem, we have find the area of a rectangular board, that one, that is 4 feet by 3 and 62 hundredths of a foot. Okay, so what they're doing is they're using repeated addition. As it says, that's one way to do it, use repeated addition. We're taking 3 and 62 hundredths times 4. 4 times we're taking that. So you can see they've added 1, 2, 3, 4 of them together, and that's what they're doing, using repeated addition. So we're taking 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, which equals 8. And then we have 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 6 times 4. It's 24, so we put the 4 there. We carry the 2 as they've done here as already. And then we take 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's 3 we have 4 times, so that's 12 plus 2 is 14. So like they said here, it's 3.62, 3.62, or 3 and 62 hundredths, like that. Okay, so we added it together, and that's what we get. We get 14 down here at the bottom. So there are blank places to the right of the decimal point. So there's how many over here? We have 2. And this is what it's showing you is it's another way of just multiplying now. So what we've done is we take and we stack this up. We write it like so. And we put the number that has the fewest digits in it, which is 4. We put that on the bottom and we multiplied it. Okay. And again, that's how we got the 2 because, we know how to multiply. We shouldn't know how to multiply that because we just say, well, that's 8. This is 24, carry the 2, and this is 14. What they're talking about are there are blank places to the right of the decimal point. So here's the decimal point, and there's 2 places right here. Okay, there's 2 places to the right of the decimal. So you're going to count 2 decimal places from right to left. So you're going to start on the end here, and you're going to say 1, 2. So that the decimal is going to go right there. So you can see using repeated addition or using actual multiplication, you can find the same answer both ways. One is just a little quicker than the other. Look at the back side here. Okay, example number 2. We have 3 times 96 hundredths. Well, first it said estimate. Looks like 96 hundredths is pretty close to 1, so an estimate we need to get is pretty close to 3. All right. So again, we're going to stack these numbers up. And remember, this one right here has the most digits, so that's why that's on top. And then the 3 only has 1 digit, so that's why that's on bottom. Now, remember how I said with adding and subtracting, you have to line up your decimal points? Well, what's cool about multiplication is you don't have to now. I know it's completely the opposite of what I said before, but with multiplication, you don't have to line them up. All you do is you put the numbers, write them out how they're written, and like you would do a multiplication problem, so you just say 0.96 times 3 on the bottom. That's it. And you do this multiplication problem exactly the same way. You would say, well, 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28. Put the 8 there, carry the 2. 3 times 0 is 0. Add the 2, you get 2. All right, now if I was doing it over here, see, they've already done all this work for me. Again, I'd have the same thing right here, right? I'd have that as my work. But down here, I don't have any decimal points. So that's kind of where we looked at up here, and we said, well, how many spaces are to the right? We have, well, 1 space, 2 spaces. So we need to make sure that we count from here, and then we say 1 space, 2 spaces, so that we know that our answer is going to be right there. And we could have guessed it too, because an estimate's 3, so that should be close to 3 like it is. If you would have said this was 28, well, you can see that that's not close, so you got your decimal spot kind of in the wrong area. So 3 times 96 hundredths is 2 and 88 hundredths. And like I said, the product 288 is close to the estimate of 3. Now again, when I'm checking this, I'm going to be checking for that you've written all this stuff down and you followed along with me on this, because that's what I'm going to be looking for as you do this. All right, so we want to make sure that we do follow along as we're watching this. If we are choosing to watch instead of having a person-to-person teaching here. So we're going to multiply this one right here. Again, we have already stacked up. I'm going to do it over here, though, so that my decimal points aren't already there for me. Okay? So that's why I'm going to do them over here. I say, well, 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 0 is 0. Add that, so you can get 3. Now, you don't just drop your decimal points down. I mean, it looks like you do. When we're up here, it looks like you just drop it down, but that's not how you do this. Okay, you have to count. Well, there's only 1 space, 1 place value to the right, so we're going to go count 1 over right there. So we have 3.0. So we have 3.0. There's a 3 there. Okay. 2.6 or 2 6/10 times 4. Again, I'm going to do it over here. 2.6 times 4. We're going to say 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So we're going to write the whole 10 down. Now we look over here and we say there's only 1 spot next to the right to the decimal. So that means we're only going to start here. We're going to come over 1 space. So it's 10.4. Okay, 10.4. So we're going to put a 2 there. We're going to put a 10.4 in the answer blank there. So the talk math right here, it says, is the product of 2 and 8/10 and 2, is it greater than 6 or less than 6? How do you know? Well, one way you can look at it is if you estimated. Okay, this is less. 2 times what equals 6? Well, it's 3, right? 2 times 3 is 6. Well, so if we did 2.8 times 2, hopefully you would see that this number is going to be less, because you would have to round up to a 3 to make that. So this 2.8 is lower than 3. So that means it's going to be less than 6, because you'd have 16, carry that one, or 5. There's 1 place, so you go start here, 5.6. So it's definitely less than. Let's do some independent practice here. All right, now they've got these written out the way that we should have them written out, so that it's not helping us out too much, and we can try to do these on our own. All right, so we have 2.49 or 2 and 49 hundredths times 3. So we start out by saying, well, 9 times 3 is 27. Carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And then we look at our decimal point and we say that there's 2 spaces to the right. So we start here and we count 2 spaces, 1, 2, and we put our decimal there. 7 and 47 hundredths. Okay. Next one. We have 9 times 7 is 63. Put the 6 up top. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 6 is 41. Put the 1 down there, carry the 4. And then we have 7 times 1 is 7. And then 7 plus 4 is 11. Again, we say, well, here's the decimal. We look to the right. We say there's 1 space, 2 spaces. So we start here. We say, well, here's 1 space. Here's 2 spaces. So it's going to go right there. 11 and 13 hundredths. This one right here, we say, well, 4 times 7 is 28. Put the 8 there, carry our 2. This again, this kind of multiplication is 4th grade stuff. And then we take 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 2 is 23. Okay, and then we say look at our decimal. There's only 1 space to the right of it. So we start here and we only come 1 space over, and we say 23 and 8/10. Now these problems are written out horizontally. We have to stack them vertically. We don't want to try to do these problems like they are written. So we want to write them vertically. And I remember we take the number that has the most digits. This one has 2 digits. This only has 1 digit. So we're going to take the one that has the most, 1.3 or 1 3/10, times 2. And we just write it right there. Okay? We don't write it here. We write it right there. Just like we would, like this is 13 times 2, but it's just the 1.3. So you say 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And then again, here's your decimal. We look, there's only 1 space to the right. So we start here and we only come 1 space over, and that's 2.6 is our answer. 2 6/10. Okay, again, we have this one has 2 digits in it. This one only has 1. So we're going to say 0.5 times 3. So we're going to multiply it. We say 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0. Add the 1. 1. Decimal's right here. There's only 1 place there. So we're going to start here and come over 1 place there. So our answer is 1 5/10. And then we're going to do one more of these, and then we're going to jump down to here because these are kind of the same. And the ones down here might be a little bit more, or a couple of them down here might be a little bit more difficult. But you need to finish these all on your own right here, okay? So we have 1.8, so this has 2 digits in it. So we write that on top because this one here only has 1. So we write that below it, and then you multiply. 8 times 9 is 72. Put the 2 there, put the 7 here. 9 times 1 is 9. Add the 7 to it, you get 16. Decimal's right here. There's only 1 value to the right of it, so you start here and you go back this way 1. So we have 16.2. Okay. Now part of your assignment is you need to do these 3 right here on your own. Okay. Do those 3. Do this one here on your own. We're not just skipping these problems, okay? It's this one right here I wanted to look at for you because it's a little different than what we've been doing. This one has 2 digits, and this one has 2 digits. Okay, so it doesn't matter on these which ones you put up top, which ones you put on bottom. I always just put the one that's a whole number, like 67 times 4.3. I just do it like that. I always just think the bigger number should go on top. I don't know why, but that's just kind of how I go about it. So again, you do these the exact same ways what we multiplied before. We do 7 times 3, which is 21, carry the 2. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Okay, we've done this number right here. Get rid of that number there. And now we have to put that 0 down there, remember, because we got rid of that one. And then we say 7 times 4 is 28. Line these up, put the 2 up here. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 plus 2 is 26. And now we add. So we're going to get 1, 8, 8, 2. And now you're asking yourself, well, where do I put my decimal? Well, again, you look at your decimal place, which was right here, and there's only 1 place to it. There's only 1 decimal, right? So we start here, and we come over, and we put our decimal right there. All right, that's it. So you need to do that one the same way as what we just did this one, okay? And then these down here at the bottom are the exact same thing, where you just say, well, there's 2 digits here, so 0.8, times 9. All right, same thing. Up here, there's 3 digits right here. So you're going to say 0.05 times 6. And then right here, there's 3 digits here, and there's only 1. So I say 1.48 times 7. Okay. And then we do our multiplication on those. So those are fairly simple. But we just have to worry about where we're moving our decimals is what we're kind of worrying about right now. So on the backside, Mr. Thomas, his car can travel 17 and 6/10 of miles per gallon of gas. If his tank holds 11, how far can he travel? So we're taking essentially 17 and 6/10 times 11. All right. So over here to the side, this has 3 digits. This only has 2, so we're going to take 176 times, 17.6 times 11. All right, we write just like that. No big deal. And then we multiply them. All right, well, we take, that's 6. We have 7. We have 1. We got rid of that guy there. We put a 0 down there. Repeat it. This is 6. This is 7. And this is 1. We add these up. We're going to get 6. This is 13. Carry the 1. And this is 8, 9. And then that. So we look at this. We say, well, there's only one spot to the right of the decimal. So we're going to start here. We're going to come over here and say, boom. So our answer is going to be 193 miles and 6/10. So miles. Just like that. Okay? Fairly easy. And then Tom and Sonia both mowed lawns last week. Tom mowed 5 lawns and he charged that much. Sonia mowed 4 and charged that much more per lawn. Okay, so who made the most money? So this one's kind of a multi-stepped one right here. All right. So Tom mowed 5 at $10.75 per lawn. So what we have to do is we have to take $10.75 times 5 lawns. Okay. And then we multiply that out. We say, well, this is 25, carry the 2. This is 35, that's 37. 5 times 0 is 0, and add that is 3. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we look here, we say, well, there's 2 place values, so we're going to come over here. So he made $53, so we can say Tom, he made $53.75. That's not our answer yet. It says Sonia mowed 4 lawns, but she charged $2.25 more per lawn. So this is where we have to kind of think about how we use compatible numbers to add up things. So we look at this, and we have to say, well, she added this much more. So we got to add these two together. So if you look at this, 75 and 25 is going to equal a whole dollar. So we're going to put that right here. And then we say $10 plus $2 is 12. So she did $13 per lawn, but she did 4 lawns. So we're just taking that right there, multiplying that together. So we say 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1, that's 4, that's 5. So she made, Sonia did $52 worth. So who made the most money? You can see here $52 or $53. Well, Tom made more money than she did. Okay, she charged more, only did 4. He charged less, did 1 extra lawn, and he made more money. Okay, so fairly simple. Again, I'll be back here helping others. If you have any questions, just remember the most digits, 2 digits there, that goes on top, and then the other one just goes right below it. You don't line up decimals or anything like that on these. Show your work on here, of course. Okay, show your work. Most of these on the back here, again, you're going to be multiplying. This one here, 9 times $3.27. This one right here, 3 times 264. These are fairly easy. This one here, Taylor wants to buy a bicycle that costs this much. If she works for her mom after school to earn money, if she's paid $4.50 an hour, so again, $4.50 an hour times 9. And Janita practices on the field, 1.5 hours each day, so times 6. Okay, so these are easy to set up. You just have to multiply them. But again, I want to see your work. I want to see your work over here. So show work, because I don't want you working using the calculator on this, because that's not the point of it. So again, you need to write right here where it says practice, say show work with an exclamation mark. You don't show your work, you're not getting full credit for this. All right, you guys need to show me that you can work hard on things and learn these things, because again, it's important. This is kind of like money we're dealing with here, so you want to make sure that you understand how to do this, because you will use this in later on in life. I use this almost daily when I'm dealing with my money. So again, leave it stapled and turn all this in when you're finished, and work on Prodigy when you're done with that. So thank you guys.